Winnie the Pooh Friendly Brothers. Rabbit liked to keep things neat and tidy. His house was neat and tidy. His larder was neat and tiny. His garden was neat and tidy. There was just one problem. Rabbit's friends weren't all neat and tidy, especially certain friends. "Howdy, old long ears," Tigger cried, scattering rakes, watering cans, and turnips every which way. "Isn't it a stupendous day for bouncing?" Then Rabbit turned to see Pooh digging up the spot where he'd just planted his turnips. "What are you doing?" he cried. "I dug a hole so you can plant your turnips again where Tigger bounced them," Pooh explained helpfully. "No," Rabbit screeched. "Must you two make a mess everywhere you go? Get out now." "What are you trying to say, Long Ears?" Tigger said. "Get out!" Rabbit howled at the top of his lungs. Pooh and Tigger turned to go. "Sorry, Rabbit," Pooh called over his shoulder. Rabbit had just started collecting the scattered honey pots when he heard someone coming. "I said get out," he shouted. Then he turned and saw that it was Kanga and Roo. Sorry about the shouting," he told them. "I thought you were someone else." "Who'd you think we were, Rabbit?" Roo asked curiously. "And why'd you tell him to get out?" "I thought you were Tigger and Pooh," Rabbit found as he thought about the pair. "They've been messing up my place all day long. I can't take it any more." Little Roo looked sad. Does that mean you don't want Tigger and Pooh as your friends any more?" he asked. Rabbit shrugged. "Never thought of it that way. But you told them to get out and not come back," Roo said. "That doesn't sound very friendly," he sighed. "I'd sure miss Tigger and Pooh if they weren't my friends any more." "I would too, dear," Kanga said. "Pooh has the warmest heart in the 100-acre wood. His visits always make me happy." Roo nodded. "And Tigger is lots of fun. He never gets tired of playing, and he always lets me pick the game." "I think you could be a little more patient with your friends," Kanga told Rabbit kindly. "Bah," Rabbit said. "I don't know how to be that patient." "All good gardeners know how to be patient," Kanga said. You are right about that." Rabbit looked around his garden. "Gardening's hard work, and it takes time," he frowned. "That's why it's so infuriating when Tigger bounces through and wrecks the place." "But you don't get upset when the wind blows leaves into your garden, do you?" Rabbit shook his head. "As a blustering day can make a mess, but the winds help spread pollen." "Do you get mad when your garden needs water?" she asked. "Don't be silly," Rabbit said. "Every garden needs water to grow. I give my garden as much water as it needs, even when it's filling the watering can 20 times. "See," Roo clapped his hands. "You are patient, Rabbit." Rabbit wasn't sure what to think. "Well, maybe I am." The following day, Tigger and Pooh paid Rabbit another visit. "Are you still upset with us, Rabbit?" Pooh asked. Before Rabbit could answer, a gust of wind grabbed his hat and blew it up into a tall tree. "Drat my hat!" Rabbit cried. "Leave it to me," Tigger said. "I'll get it back for you." He bounced way up into the tree and grabbed the hat and then landed again, right in Rabbit's pumpkin patch. For a moment, Rabbit saw red, but the wind reminded him the Kanga had said. Tigger made a mess sometimes, just like the wind, but he always trying to help. "Thank you, Tigger," Rabbit said, as patiently as she could. "Your bouncing does come in handy now and then." "Shall I pick up these honey pots?" Rabbit Pooh offered. "I could even double-check to make sure there's no honey left in them." He reached for a honey pot, but he accidentally knocked over Rabbit's watering can. "Oh no!" Rabbit cried. But the water made him remember Kanga's words again. Pooh needed a lot of honey to keep his tummy happy, just like Rabbit's garden needed a lot of water to make it grow. And now that Rabbit thought about it, a few smackles of honey were a small price to pay for Pooh's cheerful visits. "Thank you, Pooh," he said.
Created using Powtoon.